Hello dear DSC candidates, welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I am Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I am going to teach you a very important aspect that is letter writing. This aspect is very important from your DSC examination point of view. Therefore, I request all of you to pay a very good attention to this video till the end without skipping it in the middle, and I also request all of you to consider subscribing to my channel and also sharing this video with all your near and dear ones that are going to take the DSC examination on the 25th of this month. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. Types of letters. In this video, I am going to teach you very elaborately about the types of letters, and that is nothing but letter writing. You might have seen varieties of letters in your lifetime, and all those letters can be divided into 5 kinds, and they are personal letters. First one is the personal letters, and the second one is business letters. Okay, and academic letters, official letters, and then comes what? Public letters. So in this way we have 5 kinds of letters, and personal letters means letters written to and by the friends, family members and relatives. Those letters are called personal letters. And business letters means the letters written to or by the businessmen. Okay, they are called business letters. Academic letters means the letters written to the academicians are called academic letters. And official letters means the letters written to the officials and by the officials are called official letters. And here public letters are there, and public letters are the letters that are written to the editors of the newspapers. Okay, and in this way we have all these 5 kinds of letters, and now we are going to learn about the details of these letters that we come across in our everyday life. Okay, and now let's move on to learn the next important aspect of this letter writing. Right, personal letters are there. What are these personal letters? Already I have told you that the letters written to or by the friends and members of the family and relatives are called personal letters. The same thing I have given you here. Letters written to friends, family or relatives. Acquaintances are also called. Acquaintances are also there. Acquaintances means new friends, or acquaintances means paricayastulu. Just is a known person to you. So you may happen to write a letter to that acquaintance also sometimes. Okay, even the letters written to or by the acquaintances are also called personal letters. So in this way, the letters written to the friends and by the friends, the letters written to the family and relatives and by the family and relatives. Okay, the letters written to the acquaintances and by the acquaintances, all these letters are called personal letters. Okay, and letters addressed to friends, family and relatives, what is that? They are always written in informal and conversational tone. Remember, these letters written to friends, written to the members of the family or written to the relatives are always written in informal. Informal means we have 2 things, formal things and informal things. Formal means according to the formalities. Formal means according to the formalities. Informal means not according to the formalities. So here these letters are written in informal tone. Informal means not according to the formalities. So they are written as you please, and they are written in frankly speaking, they are written in a conversational tone. Okay, just as you are talking to your friend who is just in front of you. Okay, you will be just whenever you talk to your friend who is just in front of you, how do you talk to him? In the same manner, in that conversational style, these letters are generally written. And here one more important point about this is they contain personal content. Okay, in these letters you can find personal content. Okay, personal content means what? Personal matters will be there. You discuss your family matters, your friends matters, your neighbors matters, all personal matters, relatives matters, all such personal matters will be discussed in these personal letters, right? And here next another kind of letters are there. Letters addressed to new friends and acquaintances. New friend, just now he has become a friend to you, okay, and just now he is introduced to you, that is called an acquaintance or a new friend, okay. And our older relatives, for them, you know how to write the letters. Here you pay attention, they contain personal content and they are also written in a formal tone. Generally, when you happen to write a letter, okay, to a new friend or a new acquaintance, how should be the tone? It should be formal. You must follow certain formalities, okay. While writing the letters to close friends, members of the family and relatives, you need not follow the formalities. But whenever you happen to write a letter to a new friend or an acquaintance or to the older relatives, you must maintain some formal tone, formal language, because you must be very polite, because he has become just now a friend to you, and to such people, you cannot write the letter as you please. So you must maintain the formal tone, and of course there may be the personal content, but you should not write it in the informal tone. You must write it in the formal tone. So keep these important points in your mind, okay. Right, you go to learn other things, and here business letters are there. What to write and how to write the business letters means, here you write these letters are used for professional correspondence, okay. They are meant for professional correspondence to the business people, okay. Professional and job applications come under this these business letters, business inquiries come under this category, and business official communications, all these will come under these business letters. And what are its main features? They follow a standard format and formal tone. This is very important. In the examination, a question may be posed on this particular point. What is that? They follow, these business letters are written in a standard format. That's why it said they follow a standard format. They follow a standard format means they are written in a standard format, and they are also written in a formal tone, not in an informal tone. Keep this point in your mind. And another point is here, that is academic letters, okay. Next, academic letters. Academic means educational letters. So academy, they are used for academic purposes only, such as recommendations. Okay, some professor has recommended your name for some PhD admission or something like that. So for various purposes, one professor might recommend your name to some other professor or something like that. So recommendations are there. They are called academic letters. Covering letters for applications. For the main application, some covering letter will also be there. The covering letters will also come under this category. And correspondence with the professors. And correspondence, you correspond with your professor about the progress of your thesis, about the progress of your PhD classes and all those things. About various things you may happen to correspond with your professors. So all those letters will come under academic letters. Okay, and here it is important to maintain formal tone. While you are writing these academic letters, you must maintain formal tone, and you must be clear and precise. Okay, when you are writing the academic letters, you must be clear and precise. Precise means very brief. You should not write a lengthy matter. It must be as brief as possible, because the professors do not have that much of time to go through your lengthy letter. And that's why your letter must be clear, short and brief. It should be like that. Small is always beautiful. So that is there. And follow a specific structure. And these letters must be written in a specific structure. That means in a specific format. Okay. Please keep all these points in your mind. And now we go to learn other things. And official letters are there. By name itself, you can understand those are the letters written to the officials or letters written by the official. Sometimes, you happen to write a letter to the collector. You may happen to write a letter to the RDO or Tehsildar, joint collector, some higher officials. And sometimes what happens, the higher officials also happen to write some letters to the ordinary man. So they are also called official letters. For example, bank manager is there. He writes a letter to the farmer asking him to repay the loan, crop loan he has borrowed from his bank. So whether the letters written to the officials or the letters written by the officials are called official letters. And here you pay attention, they are used for official purposes. Okay, they are used for official purposes, right? And here they are written to the higher officials, and generally official letters are written to the higher officials. You are a subordinate, can say officer in that office. You are a lower officer, and you will write a letter to the higher official or officer. Okay, that is there. And here they are written in formal tone. They are always written in formal tone. And next, they should be clear and precise. And here official letter should also be clear and precise, because suppose you have written a letter to the collector about water scarcity in your village. Okay, water scarcity in your village. How should it be? There should be the heading, and afterwards in the body of the letter you must mention the details accurately, very briefly, very clearly. No confusion should be there, because the collectors do not have that much of time to go through your pages together letter. That lengthy letter he cannot go through, because he will just see the heading of the letter and he will put it aside. He will understand that because he is a collector. Okay, that is there. And here they should be clear and precise. These are the features of the official letters. Another point about these letters is they must follow a specific structure. Specific structure means a specific format, right? And you go to the next kind of letters, public letters. And these public letters are nothing but the letters written to the editors of the newspapers. Okay, you write a letter to the editor of the newspaper about the water problem in your village, about the problem of stray dogs in your street or in your locality, about various problems. You want to bring that problem to the notice of various officials, and that's why people write letters to the newspaper editors, and that letter will be published in the next day newspaper, and the officials will go through that letter and they will immediately respond to that problem. So that kind of advantage is there. That's why some people write letters to the editors. Okay, right. And these editor letters are called public letters, because everybody can read these letters. Personal letters are the letters read by only the person who receives that. Suppose my father has written a letter to me. I don't show that letter to anybody. It's a personal letter. I read it very secretly or like that. And this public letter is there. Anybody can read that. So these public letters are quite opposite to the private letters or personal letters, right? And here they are written to the editors of the newspaper. That point is clear. They too should be written in formal tone. And you are writing a letter to the editor of the newspaper. Therefore, you must stick to some formal tone and maintain specific structure. That means you must stick to formal tone and also formal structure or format. So these two things you must follow or maintain very scrupulously while writing the letters to the editors of the newspapers or the public letters. So in this way, the definitions for all these 5 kinds of letters are given, and that is over. And now we are going to learn about the parts of a letter. How many parts are there in a letter, and how to write them, and what to write. All these things are very, very important. Please pay a very good attention to this. Structure or parts of a letter. Okay. And this aspect is a very important aspect of the letter writing. And structure of a letter or parts of a letter. How many parts does a letter generally have? Means generally a letter has as many as 6 parts. A letter has as many as 6 parts. Okay, that is there are 6 parts in a letter. Okay, and what are they? The heading. The heading is nothing but the from address. Okay, the heading or the from address, or you can also call it by another name, that is the sender's address. You can call it like anything. The salutation, this is the second part of the letter, or the courteous greeting, that's the second part of the letter. Third part of the letter is the message. This is the most important part of the letter, because after all, these are all just for the formality sake, but here this message is very important. Whatever you want to convey to that person who is going to receive your letter, that's very important. Okay, that's why the message or the body of the letter, whatever you can call. I'm giving two names for each, and the subscription or the courteous leave taking or closing. Anyone, by any one of these names you can call. After the end, at the end of this message, you write this subscription. The subscription means the courteous leave taking or the closing. Okay, you can call it. And next comes the signature or the name of the writer. After writing all the letter, you write your name. That is called the signature. You put your signature or you write your name. That is there. And next comes the superscription or the to address. And generally in the everyday life letters, you write the superscription or the to address at the back of the letter. But in the examination or in the nowadays, all letters correspondence is taking place through emails and all that. So what do? You are not writing a manual letter, inland letter or any letter. So you are just writing a letter on a piece of paper. Then this superscription or to address is just written at the beginning of the letter itself, just below this heading. Just below this heading it is written. So I'll tell you where to write all these parts I'm going to tell you very clearly. Come on, these are the 6 parts of a letter, and now we are going to learn about each and every one of them. Okay, right, pay a very good attention to these things also. The first part of the letter, and you pay attention, the heading or the from address or the sender's address. By any one of these 3 names you can call it. And here, what is the heading? This is to be written at the right hand top corner of the letter. Okay, actually this is to be written at the right hand top corner. Suppose this is the paper, so this is the margin, and here you have to write the first part of the letter, that is the heading. Actually that is to be written there, but nowadays what is happening, because all the letter correspondence is taking place through emails and all that, and that is why they are not able to write the letter date here. They are just pushing the date here. This is called block format. Block format means you align the complete letter to the left side. Everything will be on the left side. Everything will come to the left side. You cannot write the date and this from address here. Actually you have to write the letter from address here, but nowadays it is not possible because of this computer correspondence and all that. So this is to be written at the right hand top corner, okay, of the letter. Right, generally it is to be written so. And what should it contain? It contains, okay, name of the street with the house number, and name of the town or city, comma, after all these things, comma, and date, full stop. So these 3 things must be mentioned in this heading. Okay, for example, here 26, comma, after the house number, comma, is Dilsukhnagar, comma. Okay, this is also comma, please. 26 Dilsukhnagar, comma. These punctuation marks are also very, very important in the writing of the letter, especially from the examination point of view. Okay, so here 26 Dilsukhnagar, comma, okay, Hyderabad, comma, 25/7/2024 or July 25th, 2024. See, these are the 2 kinds of dates. Here are given 2 kinds of writing the date. So here 25/07/2024. This looks to be mathematical way of writing the date. So this is called the mathematical way of writing the letter. Generally, this kind of date should be is preferred in the editor's letters, in the official letters, and so on. Okay, generally in the personal letters and business letters, this kind of date is preferred. This kind of date is preferred, July 25th. Because your examination is going to take place on July 25th, and that's why now July 25th, not 25/07/2024. This is the style of this is a mathematical style of writing the date. Mathematical style that is not generally accepted in the business letters. In the business letters, this kind of date only is preferred, very much preferred. So please keep these two kinds of writing of the date, okay? Right. You go to the second part of the letter now. The salutation or the courteous greeting. So, salutation. Before you begin the letter, you salute the person to whom you are writing that letter, okay? It is good manners to salute or to greet the person to whom you are writing that letter. So that's why the salutation becomes a very important part of the letter. So how should be the salutation? Because you happen to write in your everyday life to various kinds of people. So how should be the salutation if you happen to write your letter to more intimate friends and relatives? How should it be? Means it should be like this. My dear Mohan. He is your close friend. You have to say, my dear Mohan. That's all you have to write. And here you see, don't say, my dear friend. You should never say, my dear friend Mohan. Don't write like that. You have to simply say, my dear, plus his real name, his name only. Don't say, my dear friend, don't say. Because when you are writing these letters, a letter to your more intimate friends, very close friends, you must write only in this way, but not in this way or in this way. Okay, that is there. Suppose you happen to write a letter to your relatives, then you say, my dear uncle, okay. And what do you say? My dear brother. It's like that. And for less intimate friends and relatives, you have less intimate, less close friends and relatives are also there. Okay, when you happen to write a letter to them, you have to simply say, dear Mohan. Because here he is less intimate. When you want to mention, when you happen to write a letter to that less intimate friend, you must say, dear Mohan. When you happen to write a letter to a more intimate friend, my dear. See that. Dear Mohan, my dear Mohan. See the same name I have used so that you can find the difference. So if he is a less intimate friend, you must say, dear Mohan, dear uncle, dear brother. Uncle is a distant uncle. Dear brother is not your own brother. So that's why, so they are just not more intimate, okay? They are less intimate. And here, for them, for the most intimate friends, you say, my dear uncle. He is your own uncle, paternal uncle or maternal uncle or own uncles. Dear brother, his own brother. So when you happen to write a letter to these most intimate friends and relatives, you must write, my dear son. So for less intimate friends and relatives, you have to say only dear Mohan, dear uncle, dear brother, and so on. Right. And new friends are there and acquaintances are there. Acquaintances means parchayastulu. So when you happen to write a letter to a new friend or to an acquaintance, your salutation must be just dear friend, dear sir. That's enough. So you cannot call him by name. You cannot say dear Mohan. Since he is a new friend, you have to say only dear friend or dear sir. And you go to the other things. And here to teachers and lecturers, what should you write? You have to say dear sir, dear madam, because they are very close to you. You have very good relationship with them. That's what I should say. The students will have a very good relationship with their teachers. Okay, that's why they say dear sir or dear madam, that is there. Okay, and here E, headmaster, principal. So with these people, you don't have that much of close relationship, and that's why you have to say dear sir or madam only. Don't even say dear. Suppose you are writing a letter to the principal of a college, then you say sir. If it is a madam, then it's a madam. That's enough. Okay. After writing the subscription, salutation, you must make use of the comma. Sir, comma, madam, comma, dear sir, comma. So like that. Comma is always. That's why I'm using that comma. Right. And here, businessmen or editors. For both of them, what should be the salutation? Dear sir or dear Mr. Ravi Kumar. You can simply say dear sir or dear Mr. Ravi Kumar. Name also you can use. Because this Ravi Kumar is a businessman. You are writing a letter to this Ravi Kumar. Then you can say, simply you can say dear sir. Or you can also say, dear Mr. Ravi Kumar. Anything you can say. Right. Some examples, sir. For officials, you must always say, sir or madam. That's only because they are the higher officials. You cannot call them dear sir or dear madam. Okay. Because you should not maintain close intimacy with them, close relationship with them. Because they are the higher officials. Even if you have very good intimacy, very good relationship with them, you cannot write a letter. You cannot write a letter saying, dear sir or dear madam, like that. You have to say only sir or madam for officials. And then See, don't say honored sir or respected sir. This is very, very important because most of the people are accustomed to writing this kind of salutation to the higher official. Suppose a person is writing a letter to the collector. Collector is a superior official in that district, and he thinks he should be given more respect, and therefore he says, honored sir, respected sir, or something like that. Because you should not say such things. They are outdated salutations. They are very bad salutations. Don't say honored sir, respected sir. Only say sir or madam, right? And you go to other things. And ministers are there. Suppose you happen to write a letter to a minister or to the chief minister. Okay, then what do you say? So, honorable chief minister. You cannot say dear sir or anything like that. Sir or dear sir, you don't use for them. You simply say honorable chief minister or honorable minister for education, honorable minister for irrigation, something like that you have to say, right? And the body of the letter, third part of the letter, this is the most important part of the letter, because you are writing a letter means you want to convey some message to the other person. That is only the primary intention in writing this letter to a person. So this body of the letter is very important. How to write this body of the letter and what to write in this body of the letter, that's very important. This should be written in simple, easy and understandable language. It should be written in simple language, easy language, understandable language. Right. That's the first point. This should be brief and clear. Okay. And should be written in small paragraphs of 5 or 6 lines each. You should not write lengthy paragraphs. You must cut that paragraph into 6 or 7 lines each. Okay. That if you have a lengthy matter to express, then you have to cut that matter into small paragraphs, because it will be then readable. Otherwise, it looks monotonous. It looks very monotonous, and that's why you don't want to read that. That's why the letter should be divided into small paragraphs of 6 or 7 lines each. That's very important. And another point about this is begin the letter with the purpose of the letter. So suppose you are writing a letter to the collector, that means officials or businessmen, you must mention the purpose of that letter. Of course, when you are writing a letter to your friends and relatives, you need not mention the purpose of the letters. That is not necessary. But whenever you are writing a letter to the business people or officials, you must mention the purpose of the letter. What you are going to talk in that letter. What you are going to mention in that letter. So that's why the collectors, what happens, the heading, that's called heading. The subject of the letter or the heading of the letter. That's very important. Water scarcity in our village. Some title is there. So this is a heading. So on looking at that heading, the collector or that official will understand that, it is all about that problem. Heading is very important. So in the business letters as well as in the official letters, this purpose of the letter, that is the subject of the letter, you can also call it a heading of the letter. That is very, very important. Followed by main content and then you have to write the main matter and also then conclusion. So that is there. Okay. And here one more thing is there. Mention the subject line in a business letter to summarize the main point of that. That means to summarize the main point of that letter, you must write the subject line. Subject line is important. Subject line or heading or purpose of the letter, whatever you can call it. So that must be there both in the official letters and in the what you call business letters, right? And now we go to learn other important points. The subscription or the courteous leave taking or closing, whatever you can call it. And here to most intimate friends and relatives. How should be the subscription means at the end of the letter. Suppose I just give you a picture. Okay, this is the margin. First part you write here. And this is the second part, that is salutation. You write, my dear Mohan or dear sir, whatever you write here. And from here you write some passage 1. Okay, another paragraph. Okay, another paragraph. Then after writing this matter or the body of the letter, you take leave of that person. You say goodbye to that person. So, and what do you write? This is called the fourth part of the letter. And what to write? When you are writing this letter to the most intimate friends and relatives, how should that subscription be? How should the subscription be? How should the courteous leave taking be? Means here you pay attention. Yours lovingly, comma. You are writing a letter to your close friend, very close friend. Then you say yours lovingly. You can also say yours affectionately. So you are writing a letter to your own brother or own sister, mother, parent, whoever it is. You are writing. Then you say yours lovingly, yours affectionately, yours most lovingly. Sometimes you can say. Okay. And if you don't want to say Lee, as long as this yes is there, this ly must be there. And one more important thing about this yes, you should not use an apostrophe like that, because yours is is like this by birth. Yours is as pronoun. It is there in that way by birth. పుట్టుకతో అట్లనే ఉంది. Don't add any yes to that. Don't use an apostrophe. Some people use yours apostrophe after or. Some people use apostrophe after yes. So all such bad things people will do. Okay, that is very bad. So as long as this yes is there, this ly is there. If you want to drop this yes, this ly should be dropped. Then you have to mention who you are. ఈ ఎస్ తీసేస్తే ఎల్వై తీయాలి. ఎల్వై తీస్తే నువ్వెవడివో చెప్పాలి. కొడుకువా, కోడలువా, నువ్వెవరివి, తమ్ముడివా, అన్నవా, బావవా, అక్కవా, హూ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్. దట్ మచ్. సో హియర్ ఐ am giving you that thing also. Your loving friend. If you say yours lovingly, this is understood in this only. And there is no problem. Suppose if you don't want to write this yes and ly, then you say your yes is dropped, ly is dropped. Then you have to mention who you are. So your loving friend, your affectionate nephew, your affectionate brother, whoever it is, comma. After that you have to write the comma. Right, very important, please. Okay, and here less intimate friends. Okay, less intimate friends, yours sincerely you must write. Or sometimes sincerely yours also some people write reversal, in the reverse order also. Yours sincerely or sincerely yours. Either way is correct. And after that you must, after the subscription, you have to make use of the comma. That's very important. You go to learn other things. And new friends and acquaintances. అప్పుడే మిత్రులయ్యారు, లేకుంటే పరిచయస్తులు ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళకి ఇంత క్లోజ్గా ఉండదే. దెన్ వాట్ షుడ్ యూ డూ? దెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సే యువర్స్ సిన్సియర్లీ యూ కెన్ రైట్, ఆర్ యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో రైట్ యువర్స్ రెస్పెక్ట్ఫుల్లీ. Look at these things, please. Yours sincerely or yours respectfully should be written to these new friends or acquaintances, right? What to write for the businessman? For the businessman, you have to write always yours faithfully. Okay, and you can also write yours sincerely. Suppose you are writing a letter to some bookseller in Hyderabad. Okay, then what do you write at the end of the letter? You write yours faithfully or yours sincerely also you can write. Okay, that's a formality, that's all, right? And if you happen to write letters to the officials, what should be your subscription? Means yours faithfully. For officials, you must always write yours faithfully. Okay, you must write yours faithfully as the subscription for the officials. You write only yours faithfully. Even to the ministers, chief minister, all officials, you write only this subscription. Okay, please, you give a good reading to all of them and they all will be recorded in your mind. Okay, right. And now you go to learn other things. And when you happen to write letters to the editors, what should be the subscription? Then you say yours truly. Remember, for the editors the subscription is always yours truly, right? And here for teachers, lecturers, headmasters and principals, for these people who are in the educational field, you write always yours obediently, comma. Yours obediently. After that, after the subscription, you must always use a comma. Of course, here and there I'm missing. It's a typographical mistake. Yours obediently. Sometimes you can also say yours respectfully also. Yours obediently you can write. You can also write yours respectfully, right? And the signature or the name of the writer. This is very important. After writing the complete letter, you must write your name or you must put your signature. That's very important. And sender's name in the case of personal letters. So if it is a personal letter, then you simply write your name. That's well and good. That's okay. And here sender's full name and details in the case of other letters. Suppose you are writing a letter to the letter to some official or some business people or to some editor, then you must write not only your name, but you should also give other details. Okay, phone number, what is that, mail ID or something, you have to give all those details. So sender's full name and details must be given if you are writing a letter to the officials, business people and editors and all that. Okay, and now we go to learn other important things. The superscription or to address, and already I have told you that the superscription must be written generally at the back of the letter or at the end of the letter in the examination. From the examination point of view, if I tell you, so this should be written at the end of the letter. Okay, let me give you a small picture of this. This is the paper. Okay, examination. In the examination, you are writing the paper. Here you write the first part. Here you write the second part. Here you write the third part. Here you write the fourth part. Here you write the fifth part. That is the signature. This is the courteous leave taking. And here you write the sixth part. That is the to address. But it is not possible nowadays, because in the nowadays you are corresponding with all people only through emails and all that. So in such cases, you have to write this to address at the beginning only. Just below this heading you have to write. That's why when you happen to write a letter to the collector, what's it? To the collector. Above that you write your from address. Okay, from address is there, and just below that from address or the heading, you write that to address to the collector, Nalgonda, something like that, whatever it is, you write that. Okay, to the so the superscription or the to address. So here the address should be written below the heading from address. Okay, the entire letter should be written in block format. This is called block format. Block format means all the matter will be aligned to the left side. మ్యాటర్ అంతా లెఫ్ట్కి వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే వానికి వేరే అటు రాయడం కుదరదు అక్కడ. అఫ్ కోర్స్ అందులో కూడా ఉంటుంది, ఒక దేర్ విల్ బి అన్ ఆప్షన్ ఇన్ ద ల్యాప్టాప్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్ ద కంప్యూటర్స్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ కీప్ ద మ్యాటర్ ఇన్ ద మిడిల్, యూ కెన్ కీప్ ద మ్యాటర్ ఎంటైర్లీ టు ద రైట్, అండ్ యూ కెన్ కీప్ ద మ్యాటర్ ఎంటైర్లీ టు ద లెఫ్ట్. సో దట్ జనరలీ nowadays 99% people are following only this block format only in their letter writing. This is all about the parts of the letter. Okay, now we move on to learn other things. Now we move on to answer certain multiple choice questions I have given here. As many as 20 bits I have given. They are all prepared from your examination point of view. Please go through these details and then you answer those questions. If you find any difficulty, you please call me. Only one day is left, so tomorrow only. And whatever it is, you can ask me. Okay. Multiple choice questions related to letter writing. Very important. Please answer all of them on your own. And the answers to these multiple choice questions are also provided at the end of this exercise. Please take every care of this exercise. And here the first question is, which of the following is not a part of a business letter? What is that? Salutation, subject line, greeting card, closing statement. You can easily understand that, right? And here, which of the following salutations is appropriate for a formal letter? Which of the following salutations is appropriate? Yes, here. Hi John, dear Mr. Smith, hello, hi. What should be the appropriate salutation for a formal letter? Okay. And next one. In which section of a letter would you find the purpose of writing? Heading, salutation, body or closing. In which part of the body do you find the purpose of writing? Okay, purpose of that letter, whatever you can call it. And you go to the third question, what is the correct order of elements in a formal letter? What is that, in a formal letter? Salutation, body, heading, closing. Heading, salutation, body, closing. Body, heading, salutation, closing. Heading, body, salutation, closing. What should be the correct order? You have to choose it. Right, you go to the other questions, and here I only read out the questions and options. Please, which part of a letter typically contains the writer's address and the date? Which part? salutation, body, heading, closing. Which part has those details? You know that very well. You answer it. Which of the following closings is most appropriate for a formal business letter? Following closings: yours faithfully, best regards, warm wishes, see you soon. All these things are given. Now you know very well what actually is the answer, okay, for this question. You go to the next questions, okay. Which format is not typically used in formal business letters? It's not used. Block format, modified block format, semi-block format, and informal format, which is not actually used in formal business letters nowadays, okay. And what punctuation mark is typically used after the salutation in a formal letter? You know very well what is the punctuation mark used? Yes, that is the comma, right? You know very well. Comma, period, colon, exclamation. This is a very important one from your examination point of view. All these questions are prepared only from your examination point of view. One question is guaranteed. I am damn sure about that. Right, okay. And here, which of the following statements about informal letters is true? They follow a strict structure similar to business letters. They can use casual language and personal anecdotes. They should always be typed. They must include the sender's job title. What is? And here you come to the next one. In a formal letter, the abbreviation CC stands for. CC is there. About CC, I have not told you. So CC means carbon copy. It's a Xerox copy, in other words, you can say. Okay, carbon copy or Xerox copy. In those days, there used to be carbon copies. Carbon paper used to be there. So to send extra copies to anybody, they used to write on a piece of paper, keeping the carbon paper under that. Carbon copies, carbon papers, you know very well. So nowadays, there's no problem. Just you press the button and you can get as many copies as you want. As many, you can send the same letter to as many persons as you can. Okay, that is there. But here, but still that CC is continuing. CC means carbon copy. That means Xerox copy or the extra copy. Primary recipient is different from second recipient, third recipient, fourth. So there will be recipients of that particular letter. So then CC to so, CC to so, CC to so, so and so it will be mentioned. Okay. 10th is okay, and you go to the next one. And here, what is the primary purpose of the subject line in a business letter? Subject line also the purpose of the letter. Okay, the subject line, to greet the recipient, to summarize the main point of the letter, to add personal anecdotes, to indicate the closing statement. Which of the following is not a common salutation in formal letters? What is not common? Dear sir or madam, to whom it may concern, greetings, hi there, which is not a common salutation in formal letters. Okay, right. Which type of letter typically uses an informal tone? An informal tone. Job application letter, complaint letter, personal letter to a friend, business inquiry letter. You know that very well. And the 14th one, what is the appropriate way to address a letter to a woman when you do not know her marital status? If you don't know her marital status, how to address her? That's very important. Do you say Miss? Miss means, you know better. Do you say Mrs.? Miss means unmarried, Mrs. means married. Then you don't know the marital status means this one you don't know, this one you don't know. Then what do you say? You only say Miss again. MS is called Miss. Okay, this one you say that, and Madam you don't say, right? And we go to learn other things. And in letter writing, what does the term enclosures refer to? Enclosure means what? The closing part of the letter, an attachment or additional document included with the letter, the greeting at the beginning of the letter, a copy sent to an additional recipient. Okay, it is there. Which of the following is the correct way to write the date in a formal letter? What should be the correct date? Okay, 07-25-24, July 25, 2024, 25 July 2024, 25-7-2024. What should be the right one in a formal letter? One of them is the right one. You go to the other questions. And where should the signature be placed in a formal letter? Where should it be placed? Below the closing statement, at the beginning of the letter, in the body of the letter, above the heading. Okay. You go to the 18th one. Which element is optional in a formal business letter? For optional, salutation, subject line, closing statement, enclosures. What is optional in a formal business letter? That you know very well. Okay, you go to the last set of questions. When is it appropriate to use the salutation? To whom it may concern? Generally, the bank people will be giving this kind of letter. To whom it may concern. Because when do they give that letter? When writing to a specific person whose name you know, or when you do not know the recipient's name, when writing to a friend, when addressing a company as a whole, when do we use that salutation, to whom it may concern, evarikaithe sambandhinchindo variki, something like that. That's the meaning of that. So here last one, which of the following should be avoided in a formal letter? Using contractions like can't, won't. Okay, using formal language, including your contact information, adding a subject. So which of these following 4 options is correct? You know that very well. Okay, you try to guess. I have not taught you this point, but you can also guess, okay, with the knowledge that you have. So, and you can tell me the correct answer. Don't look at the answer choices prior to solving these questions. Okay, for your convenience, I have given you the answers also. Now we go to look at the answer choices. Now here are given answers. Okay, yes, 1 to 10 answers are given for 1 to 10 questions on one slide, and here 11 to 20 answers are given for 11 to 20 questions. So in this way, this exercise is prepared exclusively for you students, you candidates, from your examination point of view. Please try to watch this video again and again, and if you have any problem, please call me on my phone number, on my WhatsApp number, and you can text me your problem if at all you have any. Right, and with this video comes to an end. Right. Hello dear DSC candidates, thank you very much for watching this very interesting and important video. With another beautiful video, I shall be back to you. Until then, bye, see you, all of you.